With spring comes flowers, and that includes ones you can eat. Alice Caron-Lambert became an expert in floral gastronomy 15 years ago. I should start by saying there are over 250 different types of flowers suitable for consumption. When I drew up the first list of edible flowers, I didn't expect there to be so many. And I thought, my goodness, what am I going to do with all these flowers? She began concocting all sorts of recipes before opening a flower bar. I developed this concept so people could taste all different kinds of flowers they'd never tasted before, served up in drinks. Refreshing beverages like black grape and geranium, lavender paradise. There's even one made with soya milk, rose syrup and ginger extract. It's interesting, you don't taste it straight away. That's right, it's often this way with flowers. It's once you've got a taste of the savoury, sweet and spicy. And you can experience similar sensations in Paris, in Anthony Germani's kitchen. The 28-year-old, originally from Marseille, is certainly not lacking inspiration. Every spring he adds some floral notes to his cooking that he describes as traditional.
We have
to taste each flower and explore the aroma, think about how it could enhance the flavour. Once we've worked this out, we can marry it with such and such a vegetable. There are all sorts of possibilities.
He's making a spring salad this morning. He begins by brushing some of the vegetables with olive oil and others with flower infusions.
We have an orchid infusion. Jasmine, violet and lavender. We're going to add a bit of kappa carrageenan. It's a gelling agent. We want to be able to taste both the vegetable and the flower at the same time. Identify the two flavours. So here I just add a summer truffle to the leek. It's more floral and the flavour is not as strong.
He then adds fresh flowers.
Little begonias, they have quite an acidic flavour, so we use them as we would lemon. And the Venus flower has a very subtle flavour. We'll marry it with a courgette.
Not all flowers are suitable for consumption, so it's vital one only eats flowers grown for culinary purposes. Flowers that are sold at the greengrocers or the market. Wildflowers also possess a vast array of flavours. Look, Ines, these are violets. So how do we recognise violets? Well, the flower is clearly recognisable and it also has heart-shaped leaves. Look, we can eat them too, like spinach. This culinary blogger finds some of her wild plants in a forest and nature preserve halfway between the Cher and Allier regions in central France. She dreams up all sorts of recipes which have been compiled in her book L'Appel gourmand de la forêt, along with necessary recommendations and guidelines on how to prepare them. I call nettle the plant of 1,000 virtues. Generally speaking, we pick the young leaves at the top of the plant because the lower parts of the plant are in the adult plant stage, much tougher and so not very tasty at all. It's a fantastic plant, it's invigorating, diuretic, it helps eliminate built-up toxins. And this plant, which many people mistakenly refer to as a weed, also helps relieve rheumatism and soothes cuts and sores. It has a tasty, subtle flavour, can be used to make ordinary old soup, but that's not all. We can also cook it as we would spinach, so with cream. We can use it in cakes, loaves, in salads, in purees. Once you've collected a decent amount of nettles, take them home and put them in water. This starts to get rid of the stinging property. But it's only when it's been chopped up that the nettle loses its sting completely. And that wasn't the only plant Linda showed us that day. Wood sorrel is a delicious wild plant, and contrary to the clover, which has drop-shaped leaves, wood sorrel leaves are heart-shaped. Linda decided to use this wild herb, which must be washed thoroughly, in an egg-free mayonnaise. This plant has acidic notes, and so it gives the mayonnaise a slightly lemony flavour. And because we don't use any eggs, it keeps for at least a week in the refrigerator. The mayonnaise is made with soya cream, almond paste, mustard and lemon juice and blended with olive oil. It's starting to take shape. And the final ingredient, the wood sorrel. Linda also makes pesto sauces, tapenade paste and quiches. But before you get started in cooking with wild plants, do make sure the ones you're using are safe for consumption.